Hey, what's up, guys? Got another Devo for you this week. And before we jump into this week's, I just wanted to encourage you with something. Over the last couple of months, we've been putting these Devos out every single week, whether it's been myself or another leader or one of our other youth pastors. And what these Devos have been meant to do is to really just encourage you, to come along your side and just help you. I don't know about you, but I'm just over it. This has been the trend that I've been hearing over and over again from so many students and so many adults as well, that everybody's just over it. And even though we still have to respect the season that we're in, and there's still a lot of steps to be taken, and we got to be cautious and keep listening to all the guidelines that are being put out, all of us can't wait to just get back to whatever the new normal is going to look like. We just want to be around people. And we're already talking about putting some events together to get our students back together. I know you guys miss being together at youth group. You miss being around your friends. And it's been a tough season. It really has. But I'm telling you what, keep staying encouraged. Keep staying focused, keep staying motivated, and if you've been having a hard time doing that, hopefully these Devos are able to help. So whether it's Facebook, Instagram TV, or our YouTube channel at GraniteYTH, don't just watch today, so pumped that you're here, but watch back, because I'm sure that one of them can speak to you however you're feeling or whatever you're going through right now, and we really do hope these encourage you. And what's been really cool about these Devos the most is that all of them have come from what our leaders are going through themselves, things that they're studying, things that they're learning, because not only do we want to learn, not only do we want to grow, we want to inspire you guys as well. We want to inspire our students, inspire your friends, inspire your families. And we really hope that that's doing that, because I'm telling you what, we don't have it all together. I know I certainly don't. I've got just as many issues as all of you. I've got just as many things that I'm struggling with as you. And so these Devos have been really encouraging me as well. And this week, I've been in the book of James. I was looking for something new to start on Monday, and James has 5 chapters. So I thought to myself, I'll just do a chapter a day this week. They're really short, and it's been taking me less than 10 minutes a day. But James is filled with so much. And what's really cool about this Bible that I read out of is it answers the question, what's this book all about? So before you jump into one of these books in the Bible, it answers the question, what's this all about? And for James, it says, it's all about walking the talk, practicing what you preach, being who you say you are. There isn't one person here that can't probably admit that we all strongly dislike any hypocrites. If there's people in our lives that just constantly talk. They say one thing and they do another. You get over that really quick. And so James is talking about how you can walk the talk as a Christian, how you can walk the talk in your faith, doing the things we say we believe. A lot of us, we know all the right things. We believe all the right things. We say all the right things. But what do our actions look like when it comes to our relationship with Jesus? What does our actions look like when it comes to being a Christian, when it comes to being a son, when it comes to being a daughter, when it comes to being a brother or a sister, when it comes to being a friend? What does our actions say about ourselves? And so what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to just encourage you with a few things that I've been learning, but I want to encourage you. Whether you start today, whether you start on Monday, I want to encourage you to take a chapter a day in the book of James. And I hope it really fires you up, because if you've kind of been stuck, if you've kind of been defeated, I really hope that this will motivate you to take steps forward, to not only walk the talk, but start doing the things that you believe, start doing the things that you know that as a Christian you should be doing and taking steps. And maybe you're not a Christian. Maybe you don't have a relationship with Jesus. Well, here's the thing. What the Bible is filled with, the Bible is not only filled with things that can benefit our lives, that should motivate us, that should inspire us, but it also holds us accountable as well. Because as Christians, we shouldn't be hypocrites. As Christians, we really should be practicing what we preach, because whether you believe this or not, your friends are watching you every day, your family's watching you every day, and we have the opportunity every day to model what being a Christian looks like, but also to model what being a Christian means to us in our own life. And James has been really helping me with that, making sure that I'm evaluating my own life and that I'm practicing what I'm preaching. And here's 10 things that I pulled out of James. It's only 5 chapters, and these are 10 big ones that I pulled out. There's even more in it as well. But in James, it talks about having faith and endurance, which again, we already talked about how everybody's over it. Everybody's over this time right now. We're just ready to move on. And it's really tough. Maybe your faith has been challenged during this. Maybe your relationship with God has been challenged with this. Well, it's talking about how we can have faith during times just like this and to keep moving forward, how to keep having endurance, how to not quit, how to not tap out. And that was really huge for me earlier this week. It also talks about how to not just listen, but also to do things. It's one thing to hear a whole bunch of things. It's another thing to actually live it out. And so if you watch back these Devos, if you're watching this Devo today, you can hear it, but are you actually going to do it? You can hear a challenge or an encouragement to read James, but are you actually going to do it? It talks about listening and doing in James. It also talks about accepting others and how everybody needs to be accepted and appreciated and loved, especially during this time. It talks about having faith and action, not just having endurance and pushing forward and growing personally, but taking your faith and having some action steps to it, having some action to prove your faith, to show your faith. Talks about how to control your words. We're going to get into that a little bit today. Talks about how you can receive wisdom from God. There's been a lot of questions that I've had in this season, and I've had to go to God myself and ask for wisdom because there's been times where I've been frustrated. There's been times where I've wanted to break down. There's been times that I've wanted to quit, and I've just had to go after God and ask for wisdom. It talks about how you can draw closer to God. Maybe you feel distant from God. Maybe you've always felt distant from God. James talks about how you can take steps and draw closer to Him. Talks about self-confidence. All of us need that. Talks about how to have patience. It talks about how to pray. There is so much good in James that I really think could help anybody in this season, whether it's one line, one paragraph, one chapter, or the entire book. There is something in the book of James that I personally believe that can encourage you over the next week. And so there's 3 things that I pulled out just to kind of give you a little bit of a preview and things that meant a lot to me that hopefully will mean a lot to you as well, to just kind of set the table for what you're going to jump into, that I just wanted to go through for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to send you on your way, and hopefully you can kind of learn from this as well. Hopefully you can jump into James and apply it to your life as well. Because remember, James is all about walking the talk and doing the things that you believe and doing the things that you say. And I think we all can take steps with that. Well, in James chapter 1, verses 19 through 20, it talks about how to be quick to listen and slow to speak. I know for me, I'm always thinking about that next thing I want to say, especially when I'm talking to people. I'm automatically thinking of my response, and that's not good sometimes, especially when the time is frustrating, or especially if you're angry or upset. And maybe there's been times in your life over the last few weeks where that has happened. And in James chapter 1, verses 19 through 20, it says, "Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters." Understand this, you and I, whoever's watching this. "You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires." One of the reasons why we need to slow down in this time is, I get it, it's frustrating. There's been times that have been probably really tense in your home, whether it's with mom or dad or a brother or sister or any family member that you have. Maybe there's been tense situations with your friends. Maybe there's been tense situations on social media or online, wherever the case may be. There's a lot of times where that frustration and that anger and that hurt can be built up to where we have to just slow down and kind of be ready to listen. And what I love about reading the Bible every single day is it's my opportunity, and it can be your opportunity, to slow down and hear from God. Because when we don't slow down and we're too quick to talk and we're too quick to speak, sometimes there's things that come out of our mouth that we regret immediately. In fact, in James, just a couple of chapters over, in James chapter 3, it talks about how to control our words and why James chapter 1 means so much to slow down and be quick to listen and slow to speak. Because if we're not careful, in James chapter 3, we have to remember, here's what it says about our words. Here's what it says about the words that you and I say all the time. It says, people can tame all kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, and fish. There's a lot of things in life that you can tame. There's a lot of things in life that you can can train. But no one can tame the tongue, it says. No one can contain what comes out of your mouth. It says it is restless and evil. Let's talk about the words that you say. It is full of deadly poison. Sometimes it praises our Lord and Father, and sometimes it curses those who have been made in the image of God. So not only can your words praise, not only can your words give hope and inspire and encourage, but your words can also curse people. Your words can also bring people down. Your words can also have a really detrimental effect on other people's lives. And it says, surely, my brothers and sisters, this is not right. This is not what God wants. And so that's why, again, it comes into perspective in James chapter 1, why we have to slow down sometimes and be quick to listen. Or just slow down sometimes and be slow to speak and kind of take whatever situation you're in and really put it into perspective so that there isn't something that comes out of your mouth that you and I are going to regret. So controlling our words, something huge, something practical, something all of us can take steps for. And then the last thing I got for you that's in James as well. In James chapter 4, verses 14, it talks about being the best version of ourselves. And so we've talked about controlling our words. We've talked about being slow to speak. We've talked about being quick to listen. Just a couple of things in James. And there's all kinds of things in James that are going to challenge you. I have messed up. I have had attitudes in this season. I have said things to my kids. I have said things to my wife. I have said things to other people out of frustration, out of hurt, out of anger. This guy right here has to hold himself accountable to the things that I'm learning in James as well. But what I really love in James chapter 4, verses 14 is it says this: how do you know what your life will be like tomorrow? You just don't. We didn't know that 2.5 months, 3 months ago, however long it's been, that we were going to still be here today, that we were still going to be going through this right now. How do you know what your life's going to look like tomorrow? Your life is like a morning fog. It's here a little while and then it's gone. So basically what it's saying here in James is take advantage of every single day that you have. Why not challenge yourself today to be the best version of yourself? Why not challenge yourself today to be the best friend that you can be, to be the best person that you can be, to be the best Christian that you can be, to be the best son or daughter that you can be? Why not challenge yourself in such a way, no matter what the past has looked like? Forget the past, forget yesterday, forget last week. You can't change it. Be the best version of yourself today. Focus on being the best version of yourself today so that tomorrow can be an even better today or be a better day. And so James, it's filled with all kinds of stuff. And even though we didn't go really deep in anything today, again, 10,000 foot view of some of the things that I've personally been able to study today or this week. And I really hope that it can encourage you. And so I challenge you. The book of James over the next 5 days talks about walking the talk and doing the things that we say and doing the things that we believe. All of us, we know when we've heard the phrase, actions speak louder than words. James will really challenge your faith to be action-minded. James will really challenge you, if maybe you've been down and out and discouraged, to maybe pick yourself up and to take steps forward. Again, as always, if there's anything that we can do for you, if there's any way that we can be praying for you, please let us know. Encourage somebody to read James with you this week. Encourage somebody to read James with you, and then you guys talk about it together. Whatever that looks like for you. But keep moving forward. Be the best version of yourself today. And if you need anything, let us know, and we'll catch up soon. All right? Peace out.